Hi, I'm Taylor.
And I'm Whitney. And it's morning. And we're the Ghost Sisters.
It's Whit and Taylor in the morning.
Ugh.
Welcome,
Yeah,
everybody.
I'm going to be taking multiple coffee breaks. I was telling Taylor I think I went to bed at 4.
Mhm.
So working night sucks.
Yeah, it
Like, I
does.
get that I still got home at midnight, but it takes a while to wind down. And
It
then my
does.
brain won't shut off. And it just fucking sucks.
Well, and on top of that, you were all wound up anyway, so
Yeah, I was bitching about some dumbass shit that happened at work. But that's okay.
yeah.
That's okay.
We're good now.
We're good. I'm just going to take frequent breaks in the middle of this to drink my coffee that I put in my mug and now is too hot.
Well, it is what it is.
It is what it is, but that's okay. Once again, Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
So, a lot of you, I know you say New Year, new me. Here, we're going to say New Year, new me, same hand. That's right. We're doing palm reading again.
Oh,
Uh,
shit.
Not just talking about some others' love lives and everything, but that's okay. If you guys, it's the same hand, you know, at least you're getting what you want, right? Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So Taylor ignored all of that. She's just staring at her hand. Okay. So we're going to start with a little exercise. So shake out your hands. Shake out your hands. All right. Now you're
Okay.
going to make a fist.
Yes.
All right. Now, if you look at the top, at the top, if you are going to punch someone, you're looking at the top. If you look and it makes a nice circle, kind of like a whirl,
Uh-huh.
it means you need a cinnamon roll. Okay.
I do need a cinnamon roll. Thank you. Thank you
You're welcome.
for justifying and approving of my need of a cinnamon roll.
You're very welcome. Anytime that you are super upset and angry and you've got your fists up, be like, I just need a cinnamon roll. But yeah, that has no bearing whatsoever on what that actually means. I'm sure it means something like you're going to get divorced because that's what all of these fucking lines mean, apparently. And for some reason,
Yeah.
you've got celiac disease all of a sudden. It,
Uh-huh.
palm reading is just a little absurd and crazy at times. So we're going to get into it. And I've decided that this will be my last palm reading episode for a while because I'm
Okay.
done.
Okay.
I'm tired of looking at my hand. All right, now I'm shaking out my hands for real. Okay, so we are going to start with the money line. So I know we've gone through a bunch of the major headlines and everything like that. So
Yes.
we're now looking at just kind of the smaller, these aren't the major lines, but yes. So we're going to look at the money line. This is going to be a line that is underneath your pinky and probably goes through your marriage line. It's a deep line. This is not those small little ridges that we're showing you your children. And Taylor, I see your face. I don't have a money line.
I don't either. Okay, good. I was
Okay.
like, uh-oh.
But apparently people do. So we're going to talk about it even though Taylor still has her hand up like she's going to find something suddenly. I also don't have one on my other hand.
I've got one on my other hand.
Okay,
So you
well
can
then your
barely
other
see.
hand represents your true self, remember?
Okay.
So this is the present and everything is your dominant hand, and then the other one is your future and your true self and that kind of
Mhm.
stuff. So take it how you would like to. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So if there are many deep, clear, and straight lines, it shows that you are a very smart person and good at investing your money and able to turn that money into a multitude so that you can have a nice fortune and be happy and everything. Stop staring
Mm,
at me.
mine's already lying.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So, on top of that, there's also a bunch of things that are helping you in your life. It's helping you kind of figure out where you're going with your fortune and how you're going to make that fortune.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds about right.
If you've got those many deep, clear lines, and you also have a very clear and straight sun line, which we will talk about next because I didn't know that we hadn't already talked about it. Anyways, it means that you can not only gain that wealth and that fortune, but you will also gain fame.
Oh,
Ho
mine's
ho!
not clear. So,
Mine doesn't exist, and I'm quitting my career at 35. So,
well, you know.
if you have a line that is all kind of like wavy daisy kind of deal, it shows that your fortune is not very stable within your life. You're going to have a lot of different troubles with your business or your career. You definitely are going to need to put in more effort in order to create a more stable environment and be able to improve yourself, but you're also going to struggle no matter how much you do that.
Oh, damn.
You can achieve success, but you're gonna struggle. So, wavy daisy, like I said, cinnamon roll. But so everything sucks. All right. So, if
Yeah.
the money line is kind of intermittent, that word is so difficult for me. Intermittent. It shows that it's just gonna suck. You are not going to be wealthy, you are not going to be fortunate, you're gonna have difficulties in your career and in your business. Also, if you are irritable and impatient, you are going to end up with someone that has no ability to earn any money whatsoever.
Oh, shit.
So, like, that just sucks.
That does suck. That sucks a lot.
Mhm. Okay, so now we're gonna kind of start talking a little bit about the sun line. So the sun line, we just were looking at the pinky line, or not the pinky line. Oh my god, the money line, which is underneath your pinky. The
Mhm.
sun line is going to be up and down underneath your ring finger, and this is
Ring
going to
finger.
show kind of like what we were talking about, different popularity and fame and that kind of stuff. So
Okay.
I don't have one again.
I
I mean, I maybe do.
I can't tell, like, I've got this little indention right here, but I don't it's not like a line. Well, I guess it is whenever you look at
See, I've got little
it kinda meets up with this one right here. So, I don't
with your fate line?
yeah. I've got a bunch of little tiny, like
Yeah, I've got little tiny and it meets up with nothing.
yeah, I've got
Yeah.
on my dominant hand too, I've got little tiny ones that meet up with my fate line.
Okay. So the way that this was worded is if you own a nice sun line,
If you own
if you own a nice sun line, you are easy to be successful. I appreciate that you own the lines.
I think
Like,
that is the most English sentence that we've ever had on the podcast so far.
if you own a nice sun line on, your own hand, I mean, I guess you could make your own lines. I feel like that would
Be painful?
yeah, it would be exceedingly painful. It makes me think of the Joker.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, don't do that, guys. Just live with your fate. Just know that you're gonna get divorced and penniless, and it's fine.
Live with your
It's
lines.
live within your lines. Okay. So if your sunline is kind of branched and it's extending towards your little finger, that is also called the money line. So
Okay.
that branch well, okay, so that branch, like, basically, it's just saying that the sun line and the money line are connected.
Okay.
Okay? Okay. So it shows that you are very able to get help from others and have a great competency for handling your money, and you have a very high chance of becoming very wealthy and, just a all around enjoying your time.
So mine does that. Mine branches.
So happy for you. All right. So if the branch of the sun line connects to the money line and the sun line together, So in other words, this isn't a branch like going all the way up. So it's not saying that your money and your sun line are connected. This is saying that your sun line is coming down, your money line is coming down, and there's a branch coming off of your sun line that's connecting the money line.
Ooh, no, mine does not do that.
Well, because we already established what yours does. But I'm explaining it because it's hard to, you know, hard to make sense of the lines. It shows that you are destined to get unexpected money during life. You are going to, I'm sure if you look at your marriage line and you've got someone that's dying because you accidentally pushed them off a building, you're going to get their inheritance if you have this kind of thing. Don't quote me on that. And please don't push people
Mm,
off of buildings.
yeah.
But you're gonna get unexpected money during your life. There's gonna be a great amount of wealth because of your reputation. So, like, back to lifestyles and the rich and the famous. And then you may also have like a strong side hustle that lets you get that extra
Ooh,
income.
fancy.
If they are both crossed and short horizontal lines, so both your sun and your money line, if they're both teeny tiny and they got to cross through them, look out for petty people who may try to steal your fame and your wealth.
Ugh,
And you need to kind of hide your
mm,
wealth whenever you are out in public. Don't flaunt that. Don't be like, making it rain or anything like that. Keep that shit to
mhm.
yourself. Be like, I am a secret millionaire and no one will ever know because people are going to try to steal your wealth.
That's legit.
Legit. Too legit to quit. Don't
Wow.
yell at me.
Mm.
Okay. So now we're going to talk about if you have an M. I have no M. If you have an M that's basically it's coming from your heart line and your headline and your lifeline and somehow it all connects and you have a weird ass fucking M on your palm. It would be like kind of a sideways M if you turn it sideways. I have like
Oh, actually,
I'm
I
missing
might.
one connection to make an M.
I think I do have an M.
Woohoo. I can't see jack shit. I appreciate you, but I can't see anything. Yep, it's just a
See?
white hand on the screen. Nope, can't see it,
Oh.
but super cool.
Oh, okay, I can see it. Okay, I think I do have an
Okay,
M.
okay, okay. She just keeps putting her hand up to the camera and I can't see anything. And so I'm like,
It's nice
okay,
and clear on my
cool.
side.
Yeah, on my side, it's just a fuzzy white hand. And I'm like, I'm proud of
Yeah.
you, but I don't know what we're looking at. So um if you have that, it means that you could actually get some wealth before the age of 40. If
Oh,
you're
I got
not
3 years.
successful before that, you got to figure it out. If you're not successful before that age, it shows that you don't work hard enough and you're not going to take the time and effort to push your life into the correct direction so that you can be successful. So figure it out. You've got what, 3 years? Is that what you said? So you've
Well,
got 3
yeah,
years
so
to get your wealth.
I guess that depends on what your definition of wealth is as well, because I work my
I mean,
ass
this is
off.
all talking about This is all talking about money. This is being very like, not strict. It's being very blunt
Diligent.
in the fact
Yeah.
that we are talking about money. It is not like you have an abundance of love in
No.
your life
No,
and
no,
that
no.
makes you
So
wealthy. It's not talking about that.
I know that, but what do you identify as wealthy as far as money is concerned? Because some people identify millions of dollars as wealthy. Some people that are making like 25,000 a year identify what I make as wealthy. Like it just depends.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess to me, wealth, especially if we're talking about fucking fame and fortune, it's millions. At least for me.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, so I'm definitely not going to make $1,000,000.
Okay. I was gonna say if we're talking about just like your other scenario of 25,000 thinking that a little bit more is gonna be wealth, that to me is stability,
Yeah.
not like an abundance of wealth.
Okay, so what I got from this is I don't work hard enough. Just about every single
I
person that knows me that's listening to this is like, "Yeah, that's not right."
Oh, yeah, and apparently I'm a shit-ass worker, and I will never have any money, and again, I quit my job before next year. Nope, it's this year. Fucking Christ, I'm quitting my job. Okay.
You are? Oh,
Oh, no.
no.
I mean, I've got until April, and then I'll quit my job, apparently.
What?
What do you mean, what? My fate line shows that I'm giving up on my
Oh.
career by the age of
Oh,
35.
that's right, that's right. Okay, I completely forgot about that, and I was like, "Wait a second, we haven't talked about this, what?"
You were just saying last night, here were your aspirations for life.
Exactly.
No, I have aspirations, but the hands don't
Your
lie.
heads the lines don't lie.
I feel like that should be if I ever quit a job, I should be like, "Hand, it said so. I gotta quit." And they're gonna be like, "What the fuck?" And I'm gonna be like, "I'm 75, and I clearly was supposed to stop working at 35. So I gotta go. Peace out, Girl Scout." And I'll say that too. And they'll be like, "You're fucking old." And I'll be like, "Yeah, I know." So now we're gonna talk about the money managed line. So we're still in that area where your pinky is and everything. This one is going horizontal, not vertical. So
I do not
it's
have that.
kind of it's not attached to your marriage line. Like there should be a break between your marriage line and this line, and it should kind of go, you know, kind of towards your pointer finger. Again, I don't have any of that shit. So,
I don't
we're
either.
going to get into it. Anyways, so it would be parallel to your heart line, and it normally shows the ability of being able to manage money. So, if it's
Mhm.
a moderate length, you are very wise in your money and you know how to use it and how to take care of others with your money. So,
So if you
even
don't
if you
have one, it means
you
you have
don't
no
take
idea
care
what
of
you're
jack
doing, which
shit.
yeah, that tracks.
Okay, I'm just curious. Not that this has to do with like money in general, but I am
Uh-huh.
curious as far as palm reading goes. Has there been like a generational change in hands in these
I
lines? Because
wonder. Yeah.
palm reading was a very big thing like way back when.
Mhm.
Whereas things have changed now, we've got the internet now, like, we're not using our hands the same way, so you may not end up with the same kind of lines as you would before. So,
Right.
just a
Yeah, so
just a
okay,
nugget,
so
just a
we
little
need
food for
we
thought
need
there.
our yeah, we need our baby boomers to look at their hands and tell us, and then we need our Gen X's to look at their hands and tell us, and then the millennials, and then our Gen Zs, and everybody tell us what your freaking hands look like, and
I was gonna say and Gen Alpha, but Gen Alpha should not be listening.
yeah, Gen Alpha too little. They too little. Um,
Yo, little baby, and if you are listening,
Vibey.
if it you're a little baby. If you are listening, I guess let us know and, like, talk to a
Yeah.
parent and be like, "What does this mean?" Yeah, like, cool,
This is a scientific study now.
cool.
You have to tell us.
Well, yeah, of course. You have to tell us which line means you're pushy. Okay. Okay, so these lines that we're gonna talk about, or these next things that we're gonna talk about, although it is not the money line in particular, they all relate to money in some sort of way.
Okay.
And I just said way like way. Anyways, all right.
Wait.
So your marriage line, we're looking at that again. So if this time you have a long line or you have a line that starts to extend up towards your ring finger, at the same time, it has a star at the end. So this is not going to be the money managed line. This is your actual marriage line that we've already talked about. So if
Mhm.
that extends up towards your ring finger and has a little star at the end, you are going to marry rich or marry someone that has a very well to do reputation. So, you
Oh.
probably don't have a money line because, girlfriend, you don't need one. Okay. That's what that means.
I don't have that.
Ugh. Ugh. All right. So, your headline. So, we're looking at this is the one that kind of goes straight across in the middle of your palm that we talked
Yes.
about way back when. So, that If it branches upwards at the end, it indicates that you're pretty skillful with making money and you're good about thinking and you love money and how you can use it to its full advantage. If you have a business that has kind of a low success rate, you're able to kind of look at that and judge it and tell, like, okay, I shouldn't be using this, or I should try to change it this way so that I can make it better. And
Hmm.
you're just kind of able to look at the situation so that you can make it profitable to you.
Okay.
Okay.
My brain just down.
All right. Well, yeah, mine doesn't branch, so I'm
Ah.
just I'm stupid and poor. Is what it says. All right. So now we're going to talk about the line of the phoenix's eye. So this is going to
Oh.
be the first knuckle of the thumb. And if it forms a circle and looks like the eye of a phoenix, yep, your beautiful thumb. I can't see what you've got there, but it's beautiful. So if it makes a nice, beautiful little eye, you are destined to be married to someone good and wonderful and who will enable you not to worry about money at all in life.
Oh, I've
Now,
got
you
that on
put
both
that in
thumbs.
conjunction with if you put that in conjunction with the fancy married line, then it means you don't have to worry about money. This is just saying your spouse will not make you worry about money.
Ooh,
You probably should,
okay.
but they're
Oh,
they're just like, "No, no, it's cool, babe. Don't worry about it. We'll figure it out. Don't stress."
okay,
But apparently
okay.
you should stress. Okay. Now, if at the end of your thumb you have little lines and they're very obvious at the end of your thumb, I have none of those lines.
I
It's an
do.
indicator of your wealth. So you can get wealth with your efforts and you're actually pretty good at saving some money. Doesn't say how much
Hey,
money you're going to get. Hey, Taylor finally made it.
I did
I
it.
I did not. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about the Mount of Venus. If no one remembers what that is, because I definitely had to remind myself, it is the pad of your palm underneath your thumb.
I remembered.
Way to go, Taylor. So proud, so
You did
proud.
so good.
You're ridiculous. Okay.
I know.
If you have like grill marks on the Mount of Venus, this is not like you went out and put, your hand on a grill. I can't see it. I don't have grill marks.
I
Of
think I
course not. Why
do.
would I? Well, good for you. It's a virtue in palmistry, and it's showing that you could get rich by taking over like a family business or something like that. And it shows that you are able to use daily life to kind of sow your riches.
Mhm. Well, okay, so what are grill marks, first off?
Like hatch marks.
Yeah, okay, I do have that. Yeah.
Way to go. Take over that family business we don't have.
Yeah. Gonna do so
Um
good at it.
You're gonna I mean, maybe you create it. It doesn't say that you have to take one that's already been established.
True. You speak the true.
I know I do.
Yeah, I've got that on both hands.
I know I do too. Okay. So we are going to talk about now the sun line. I know we touched on it, but we're going to talk about the sun line. This is going to be the line of success or the line of Apollo.
Oh.
Yeah, where it's a whole fucking thing. Okay. This is going to basically be showing how much talent and success that you can have. So remember, if it is connected to your money line, you are lifestyles of the rich and the famous.
Mhm.
I'm just sad that don't have any of this shit. I don't even have this line either. So like fuck this shit. So if it is very short or it is absent, it shows that you are going to enjoy a very ordinary life without having any sort of like fame to your life. whatsoever.
Okay.
So, hooray, finally something happy for me. But then if it is absent, you are not going to get success no matter how hard you try. So, double-edged sword there on the absent, if you would. If it's short,
Hmm.
it shows that you couldn't actually enjoy the joys until you were old. It means that you know, you definitely didn't have fame or anything like that, but you enjoyed the ordinary life once you became older. As a child, you were like, "Fuck
Okay.
this shit." I say as a child, as an adult. Yes. So, for the most part, people that are working in different enterprises and institutions will probably have some sort of short line in this because, workers gotta work. All right. So, if you have a very clear sun line and, you definitely are looking at your hand and you're like, "Hey, I'm finally talking about my shit." This means that you have a good taste for the arts and for literature. If it is
Mm.
a narrow line, it shows that you are very frustrated in life and have a very hard marriage. Okay, so where this mamma jamma starts. So if it is going straight up and down from the bottom of your ring finger all the way down to the base of your palm, well, reverse that, it goes from the base of your palm up. That shows that you have very good luck and or good luck in wealth and in your marriage.
Okay.
How these all work together, I'm not really sure because this is like, "Ooh, you have good luck in your wealth and your marriage." And then if you look at your marriage line, somehow everybody's getting fucking divorced. So I'm not
Yeah.
really sure at what point you're like, "Okay, this one means more than this one," and like,
Yeah.
"Meh, whatever." So if it's starting at the base of your palm and it's ending in the middle of your palm, it shows that you have great success whenever you are younger, but then it kind of declines as you go through the middle ages of your life.
Mm.
It shows that you are satisfied with your present status, so you stop making the effort to continue that, and your middle ages just kind of peter out.
Mm.
So if it's stopped by your headline, you have a lot of good luck in your young age, and you're pretty smart. It's easy for you to get success before you're, in your
Mhm.
35-ish era. So, not me. Now, if it is starting from your headline and goes all the way up to the bottom of your ring finger, shows that you have quick mind and success with the assistance of your social relationships. So, your friendships, your family, all of that kind of stuff helps you gain the success that you need.
Mhm.
You're really good with social skills. I mean, obviously, everyone's trying to help you out, and you're smart enough to make the achievement that you are setting that goal for.
Okay.
So, if it starts in the center of your hand, and it comes up towards your ring finger, that shows that you are a very late bloomer, and with a lot of effort, you will eventually be able to get that famous success that you were working for in your middle ages. So, there's hope for you yet.
Okay.
Now, if it starts at your heart line and ends at the base of your ring finger, it shows that you have a very strong interest in the arts. And
Hmm.
it shows that you could enjoy some good luck and some fame and wealth in your 40s.
Hey, that sounds good to me.
I was like, didn't yours stop in your 40s and then it's gaining in your 40s?
Yeah.
So, like, this is
Yeah.
what I'm talking about. Like, Taylor's apparently successful all the fucking time. Great. Happy for you. All right, so if it starts all the way from the Mount of Venus and goes all the way up towards your little ring finger, you can gain some wealth and fame from the help of your fam bam. So
Oh.
keep your family close. They love you, they will help you, and everything is great.
Yes.
I don't have any of that shit. So
Hmm.
it's cool. All right. So if it starts from the mount of the upper Mars, which is not something that we've talked about, but we will talk about mounts here in a second. I know we've already talked about mounts a little bit, but we're going to talk about it. Okay, great. All right. So the mount of Mars or the mount of upper Mars, is kind of between your headline and your heart line underneath your middle finger. So it should be like
Yeah.
this middle chunk of your
Yes.
hand. Okay. Middle chunk of the side of your hand. All right. So if it starts there and heads up underneath your little finger and ends at the base of your ring finger, sorry, not your little finger. It shows that you will have a very successful career based on your super down to earth manner.
Hmm.
And you will be diligent and have a lot of endurance and restraint. And if you are in showbiz, you will actually be pretty successful and well regulated in that manner, and you can achieve success on based on your specific skills and the efforts that you put into them.
No.
Ho ho. It's the first time that we've talked about showbiz in
Yeah.
this. I mean, I guess fame is all dependent on kind of like what you were saying with wealth. Like, what is fame?
Right.
Is it like within your community or is it like global? I don't know. I don't know
I'm I'm
about fame.
I'm popular at
Fame,
work. That's it.
popular,
Hmm.
lar, la la. Okay,
Oh my
so,
god.
if it starts if your sun line starts from your fate line, and remember your fate line is close to your lifeline, and it goes, like, all the way up the middle of your palm, and is also where mine stops at 35. So, if it starts like with your fate line and goes up towards your ring finger, it shows that you are able to have outstanding achievements and respect from others due to your work
Mm.
and your great effort. So, to me, this sounds like you are, top of the science journal. You're getting that Pulitzer Prize, all that kind of stuff.
Cool.
Again, it's all relative.
Mhm.
What's your Pulitzer Prize? Let's find out.
Mhm.
Alright, so if it goes past your feet line, not your face line, that's if you put your hand up at your face. So, if it goes past your fate line and starts from your lifeline and goes up towards your ring finger, it shows that you have extraordinary talent and you could actually be a very important person in academics during your lifetime.
Yeah.
And you probably are a very talented writer.
I feel like I'm all
If
those things,
you
but I don't have that.
Yeah, so you're none of those things, Taylor. This is what the hand shows. Take everything you thought your life was and, like,
Just
throw it away.
throw it out the window.
You're none of this. You're not extraordinary talented, and academics is not your jam, so and you're also not a talented writer, so suck it. Ugh, okay. Um, so now if it's starting from the Mount of Moon, which is the mount underneath your pinky,
Mhm.
the little finger, and it extends all the way up towards your ring finger. It shows that you're popular and can get some success, again, with the help of, others. Not necessarily that it's going to be, like, friends or family from the others, but it could be just, like, outside sources that help you get what you need to become successful.
Mhm.
And this is mainly going to be found with people that are musicians, writers, entertainers. You've got all of that jazz in your life,
Mm.
and super proud of you. Okay, so if it's broken as it's going up, it shows, of course, some frustration within your career. And like with the other lines, if it's kind of like broken and parallel to each other, it shows that you may have like kind of a break in your fame. Like maybe there was a scandal and you've
Yeah.
got to build yourself back up kind of deal.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit. It just makes me think of Parks and Rec with the senator and, like, he keeps having all the affairs.
Oh,
Anyways, okay,
yes.
and somehow keeps getting, you know, elected.
Mhm.
Alright, so if the line is intermittent, it shows that you're going to be kind of interrupted by a particular person throughout your entire life.
Mm.
You're gonna have really hard time to have those big leaps within your career so that you can have that fame, and it's also gonna kind of, like, bring down that enjoyment of a happy life. So intermittent line is not
Hmm.
great. A wavy
Mm.
line is going to show that you are, wavy daisy, and you lack the confidence to put in that effort to gain that fame. And you're
Hmm.
going to have challenges that you're not going to put up with or face because it's too scary. So there's going to be a lot of up and downs in your career, and it's obviously going to be very hard for you to get that success because you don't have confidence and you're not going to take those challenges. So
Mm. That's unfortunate.
womp womp. Now, if it is doubled, if you got 2 sun lines, apparently you are the sun. Just kidding. You're actually very versatile, so you get recognized for several different things. Like, you're not just an actor, you're a producer and a musician. Holy shit, it's like all of Hollywood. I bet they have double
What
lines.
if I have
Um,
14?
you don't have 14.
I've got a bunch.
Okay, multiple lines. If you own 3, 4, or multiple sun lines, if you own them,
I
Taylor,
own them.
you don't do well financially,
Fuck!
okay?
That is the story of my life.
It shows that you have income, but basically, like, your DTI sucks, okay? So, like, your debt to income ratio is just fucking atrocious. So you are getting income, but you are spending that income and you're not holding on to it. So you are not great at calculating different profits and losses. So managing
Yeah,
your money is not the greatest. If you were able to do that, you may be able to save up some money and kind of solve your financial problem, but, like, apparently you suck with finances.
I'm gonna need my Sunline to get out of my bank account, thanks.
Get that hand out of the cookie jar. Okay. So if the sun line is parallel to your fate line, mine is not because I don't have one.
Mine kinda is.
If it's parallel and they're both super deep and they're long, uh-huh.
I'm
It's a
just
very, very rare
uh-huh,
for this to happen.
okay.
Um, if you do though, you have the ability to get huge successes
Huge?
and hu- huge, huge successes and enjoy a good reputation.
Oh, I don't have that.
I don't give a damn about my bad reputation.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
So if you have other people will understand
I
that. For
got it.
some reason you don't.
No, I got it.
Did you? Okay. All right. So if you have branches on your on your what fucking line are we talking about?
Son?
Son, we're only 2 lines in, y'all. Okay. So if you have a branch on this goddamn sun line and it's, like, pointed upwards, kind of towards your middle finger, it shows that you will be having good luck. Good luck will come to you. You are appreciated by others, and you may suddenly gain some fame because of your specialty skills.
Oh, the way you said it
Ho
made it sound
ho.
like sex act.
So the weird thing is that's what I had in my mind
Oh, no.
for some reason. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why that was what I thought of. I thought of like a almost like a Moulin Rouge kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
she's got some skills and like she's famous. Whoopsies. So if it branches and it goes towards your little finger, it shows that you will have a turn in your wealth and your fame
Mm,
at some point and it'll get better. So like,
I do not have
shit's
that.
good for you guys. We have already established I don't have jack shit. My hands are apparently barren.
It's because you lotion all the time.
You would think that that would just preserve them.
No, evens them out, smooths it. It was an
I
awkward way to
don't
say
lotion with
smooths.
sandpaper. That was super awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so early. It's not even that early, y'all. It's like 11 something, but again, I didn't sleep.
Yeah. It's still
All
early.
right. So It's still early. Okay, so downward branches, from the sun line indicate you a dream. Um, but those are unrealistic fucking dreams, okay? And you're not gonna get that
God.
fame and fortune, all right? Like, fuck. Okay? That just tickled
Just
Taylor.
nothing
Okay.
is good.
If that No, nothing is good. It's very shocking when something's good. Like, I'm surprised that you don't go to, like, a palm reader and they're like, "Well, you've got a palm, so I don't know what you're thinking's gonna happen." Like, if you went in there without a hand, they're like, "Way to go, you've made it." And you're like, "What the fuck? Okay. Yeah, you." Alright, so the branch, it w if there is a branch and it extends towards your pointer finger, it shows that you will have great fame in your middle ages because you worked so hard.
Mm,
So you achieved your goals.
hmm.
Okay. Islands, I'm sure we all know where this is gonna go.
Just islands.
Islands.
Okay.
So, um, islands always indicate some kind of, like, disturbance, so on this, it's gonna show that you are going to have troubles with your reputation, and you may even lose some of your wealth. You may actually be very impatient when you are trying to achieve success.
Mm.
If it in if the island intersects with your heart line, it shows that you may be losing a high position in society because you
Oh.
are just a lusty human.
Oh.
Because
Okay
because
then.
you won't get some, and that brought your position down because you horny.
So, do we need to look at Bill Clinton's hand?
I don't wanna look at Bill Clinton.
That's fair.
None of that.
That's completely fair.
N Not even his hand, none of it. Alright. So if you have, that we're still talking about the sun line
Mhm.
because this never ends. Alright, so the sun line, if you've got little horizontal lines on it, this is not we're not talking about a cross, we're just talking about,
Mhm.
like, little lines that kind of go through it. Shocking, it's not good.
Huh?
It indicates that you are framed by others and may suffer lots of losses with money, failed businesses, and you may even go bankrupt.
Shit.
Like, and apparently none of it's your fault
I wonder if
because
anybody's
you were
like
framed.
listening to this and like what like looking at their hand and being like, "Well, that explains a lot." Cuz
I
that would
feel like
suck.
I'm having less of those moments with this than I did with the astrology.
Yeah. I mean,
Like,
I'm having a lot
astrology, I
of
was
like,
like, "Damn."
yeah. I'm having a lot of like,
Yeah.
yeah, that kind of makes sense, but astrology was like, why is that spot on?
Yeah,
Yeah.
astrology was like, "Where what witchcraft is this?"
Mhm.
Alright, so if you have crosses on your sunline, so this is like if you got 2 and they make an X on your sunline. Shocking. It's not great. Shows that you are not going to have that fame that you were trying to get. You lost it. That position and that wealth that you have are just poof, gone.
Oh,
Doesn't happen.
I don't like that.
Now, if you have, yeah, again, but it seems like most of palm reading is just doom and gloom.
Mhm.
Like, there's nothing too great about it. Yeah, like, I don't think that I have anything on my palm that I'm like, wow, how exciting for me. At all. Nope.
Mhm.
I'm just excited about the cinnamon roll.
I mean, I am
And I
too.
made that one up,
I might
so
have to make me some whenever we're done.
mhm. Make it orange roll.
Oh,
Yum,
yeah.
yum. Or that cinnamon roll focaccia. I was thinking about that
Oh,
last night
yeah.
when I couldn't sleep. Yeah. Alright, so if you got stars on your sunline, you can gain some fame from the age of where it starts. So I would treat the ages here the same way as, like, your fate line
Mhm.
ages. So if you have a star on your fate line, which I don't have a fate line, but if it started at 35, then I apparently quit my job because I got famous, and that's not at all what happened,
Mm.
but a girl can dream. If there's a square or a rectangle on your sun line, is lucky. For once, something's great. It shows that you are going to have lots of wealth and lots of fame, and there will be no defamation of your character
Mm.
in some way, shape, or
I
form.
do not have that.
It was very specific.
Yes, very specific.
All right. I'm going to talk a little bit about the mounts of the hand because we've already talked about the mount of Venus
Mhm,
and the moon mount,
mhm.
and then a little bit about the outer Mars mount. But there are actually 7
Hmm.
mounts on your hand because, of course, we're going to make it very awkward and annoying. All right, so the Mount of Jupiter is located at the base of your forefinger and above the Mount of Inner Mars. And we will talk about Inner Mars. So, Mount of Venus is right underneath your thumb, Mount of Jupiter is right underneath your pointer finger, and then Inner Mars is that fun little space in between.
Mhm.
Okay? The Mount of Saturn is located at the base of your middle finger. The Mount of Apollo or the Sun, basically everything we were just talking about, is at the base of your ring finger. Mount of Mercury is at the base of your little finger and is above the Mount of the Outer Mars, which we also talked about. Mount of Moon or Luna is once again located underneath your pinky down towards the bottom of your palm.
Mhm.
Mount of Venus is located underneath your thumb at the base of your palm. And then there is, we just talked about the inner Mount of Mars, which is between your pointer and your thumb. And then the outer is between your pinky and the palm. And then there is the plane of Mars, and that is located in the center of your palm.
Ha.
Okay? Haha. Wouldn't you know that all of these have meaning as well?
Mhm.
Uh-huh. All right, so the Mount of Jupiter is the one that's underneath your pointer finger. If it is well developed and is prominent, you are ambitious, career-minded, you are responsible, honest, reliable, all those wonderful traits. You love a reputation and you have very possessive no, you love your reputation and you have a love of money and wealth.
Okay.
It also shows that you would be suitable for jobs within the army or as a civil servant.
Okay, there you go.
Alrighty.
Mine is well
Um, s-
developed.
Way to go. So if it is underdeveloped or less prominent, you are clumsy, vulgar, timid, dishonest, and just in all like suck. You have
There
no
is
morals.
no in between. You're either the fucking best
No,
or the
you
fucking worst.
yeah, shit sucks. Sorry. So sorry. If it is overdeveloped and prominent, I don't know if that means that you've got like a lump, which if you got a lump, you should go to the doctor. But if it's overdeveloped, you are overly ambitious and you kind of are like a show off and pretentious and now,
Mm.
if it's way too low, so this isn't if it's underdeveloped, like, I guess if it dips in again, go to the doctor, y'all. If it dips in or something like that, you have no confidence and you really have no
Oh.
desire to do anything in your life. I feel like I should look at some ex's hands, but that's okay.
That's what I was actually gonna say.
All right, so the Mount of Saturn is the one that is underneath your middle finger,
Mhm.
and it's related to your integrity and the perspective that you have on different stuff.
Mhm.
So, if it is well developed, you are very intelligent, you are very sincere, and you are independent and patient. You are a lover of learning, you like to study, you're good at being organized, and you are great with math.
It's me!
It should be no shock that mine is not that developed,
Yeah.
um, which womp womp. If it is low, You're easy to be sad, depressed, or lonely. Um,
It's you!
well, fuck you. You're superstitious and you have strong religious views.
Oh, that's a weird one.
Not me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a what? Uh-huh. But you're also really good at keeping secrets, girl.
Hey!
Ooh, tight lips.
Same
All right, so
shit.
if it's too if it's too high, it shows that you are a show off. You are a little too show offy with all of your successes
Mm,
and all of that kind of stuff, and you may actually be a little cautious whenever you're dealing with different, like, affairs and that kind of stuff that are happening.
mhm.
But yeah, you I think it's like you can talk the talk but not walk the walk, so, yeah. If it's
Right.
too large, again, you guys, I feel like if you've got, like, chunks of your hand that are, like, way larger than the rest of it, you should go to a doctor.
Gotong.
If it's Kodong, especially if it starts throbbing, please go to a doctor. Okay, if it's
Yes.
too large, you are very sentimental and you're a pessimist.
Mm.
Enough said about that. Okay.
That's a rough combination, a sentimental pessimist.
Yeah. You're like, "But this" you know who it
Yeah.
is? It's Ross. Ross on Friends.
Oh, that's legit,
Ross had a
yeah.
super
Yeah,
large one.
that's
He
legit.
has to have. I mean, obviously not, David Schwimmer, but, like, Ross probably did, but that's okay.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know David Schwimmer. Maybe he does too. I don't know. All right. So the
I don't
Mount
know.
of Apollo, David Schwimmer, if you're listening, let me know what your hand looks like. Okay. The Mount of
"What up,
Apollo.
swimmer?"
What up, Swimmer? All right. So the Mount of Apollo is going to be underneath your ring finger. That's what we were talking about. And it's going to be related to your emotions, interest, and wealth, and then your outlook on beauty.
Oh.
Okay. If it is well developed, you are very clever. You have an instinct for the arts and for literature. You don't have to be a painter or an artist or something like that to enjoy it, but you are very particular about your clothing and you like the house and your office to be decorated in a very elegant and artistic manner. You may compensate, nope, not compensate. You are compassionate and able to help others. I can't do this. I need more coffee. Okay. So you're very compassionate and you're able to help others even if you don't know that person, which Taylor I don't feel is you since you just left a woman on a sidewalk after she
There
fell.
were 3 other people, they had her covered.
So defensive.
So
Um
story time. I was going to pick up race packets for Whitney and I for the hot chocolate run, and it was sleeting outside, so I was just trying to get inside to get the packets, and there was a lady that was going down this grass embankment. It wasn't very large, but she had, like, 3 other people around her, and she slipped and fell, and I was like, "She's covered, I'm not stopping," and I just kept going inside, and now that's who I am apparently.
Well, it was the way that she told me about it. She said, "And then this lady fell," and I was like, "I ain't stopping." And I was like, "What the fuck?" And she was like, "Well, there were other people." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So, just the way you told the story
Yeah,
initially.
yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, Taylor, I guess, would help someone
I would,
in a certain
I
situation,
would.
but you are not able to accept others' favors or a present unless they promise to receive something from you as well. So
Yeah,
you're not one to just take. You have to give as well.
yeah.
You never do things half-heartedly and you aim to be perfect in every aspect of it.
Yep, that's me.
Yup. So males are easy to make money in business and females have a high possibility of marrying a rich man.
Hmm, you can
Again,
tell
I
what
think
era
this is
this was
back to the
made.
whole Yeah, I was gonna say it's back to the whole generation
Yeah.
thing. So honestly, I think take it how you will. You want to marry rich, marry rich. If you want to have business, have a
Yeah.
business. I don't care if you're male or female, do that shit. All right. So if it is flat or low, hey, I don't love the arts and I don't have any taste in fashion, which is true. Um I would like to have very luxurious and amazing things in my life, like, um, lots of pretty things
Mhm.
with expensive tastes,
Mhm.
but I have no fortune or wealth to do so,
Hmm.
which is also very fitting. So, the Mount of Mercury, and we're going to move on, is the one underneath your pinky. If it is well developed, you are quick-witted and you are full of resources in an emergency. I don't know why I keep having these voices
I
today.
you're
It's
it's
like it's the coffee,
it's
man.
the Ghost Sisters in the morning.
It's happening. I'm just like, woohoo. All right. So yeah, if you have that, you're quick-witted, you got a lot of resources, and you're also good at studying and being able to manage things.
Hmm.
If it is very much developed and prominent, go to a doctor. You tend to be all talk and no walk.
Hmm.
So you make very like indiscreet remarks.
I don't like that.
I don't either. I don't really know like in what
Yeah, what does
reference we're
that
talking
mean?
about, but like, that's what it says. So if it's too low, go to a doctor. It indicates you're a very negative person and you have no will whatsoever. You're not willing to put in effort or hard work to do things. You just a big negative Nancy all the way around.
Mm.
So
What
why is yours low? You're making a face
mine's
like, oh
flat.
flat. That shows that it's low.
Okay, then that's wrong.
Taylor, I've already told you before, it can't be wrong. It's your fucking hand. Read it and deal with it, okay?
Okay, well, I guess I've just gotta start not working anymore. I'm done working hard.
No, that's me. I'm done working.
You're done working next
Not
year in April,
hard,
so
just in general. Taylor, it is
yeah.
next year.
Uh-huh.
This April.
No, that's what I mean. I meant like I said next year and then I was like April.
Okay.
Like,
Oh, okay. I thought you
yeah.
said next year in April. And I was like, no, no, that's this year. Anyways, okay. Enough about my tragedy. So the moon Mount of Moon. I don't know why I always want to call it the Moon Mount. It just sounds better. All right. So if it is very developed and it is prominent, it represents that you are very intuitive and you are very imaginative. You have a very mild and love freedom. What?
Was that a sentence? You have a
No.
very
Okay.
mild
So,
and love freedom.
so you are a very mild person and you love freedom and you love to dream. You are a dreamer.
That's me. Donk donk. Donk donk.
If it is overly developed, if it's like protruding out of your hand, I'm sure that's not what it is. But again, go to a doctor. It shows that you are sentimental and you can get depressed.
Oh, maybe
Womp
that's
womp.
me.
Hmm.
The same. Mine's
If
pretty
it's
big.
low, go to a doctor. See, my statement still works. If you're depressed, go to a doctor. Go
Yeah.
talk to someone. Right. So, you know, be like, my hand says I'm sad. Like, okay, let's
Your
talk
doctor will
about your
be
hand
like,
for a minute.
"Okay, we need to address something else here."
We're gonna put you on some meds for a minute, and then
Now,
we'll
did
talk
your
about your
hand
hand.
verbally tell you this?
Or was it inside of a puppet when it told you this?
You're
All right, so
sad.
if the mount y you're sad. Okay, if the mount is low, it indicates that you just kind of suck. You don't have any good ideas, you're not very innovative, you're very, like, conservative. I'm not saying that if you're conservative, you suck. I'm just saying, like, in this instance, you suck.
Mhm.
Okay. Don't quote me,
You want to
but
have
maybe
a
quote
fat
me. Okay.
hand is basically where this is getting at.
Not too fat though, because then you need to go see someone. You need a
Mhm.
plump, you need plump in the right spots. Okay? All right.
Plump.
Mount of Venus is going to be related to love and affection. If it is developed and prominent, it shows that you are a very sympathetic and gentle person. You have lots of sentiment. You are easily to be attracted by the opposite sex, and you can enjoy good fortune in your love relationship. Again, how this
Mm.
goes with your, like, marriage and love line and all that bullshit, I don't know, because I feel like mine's nice and puffy, but apparently I'm getting divorced everywhere. So,
I feel like
if
mine
it's
is
overly developed,
overdeveloped.
alright, Taylor, if you are overly developed, it shows that you are energetic and sexy.
Oh, no. Okay.
Yeah, you're also easy to be stranded for the sentiment, whatever that means.
What the fuck does that mean? Okay.
I guess you're too sexy. Too
For my
sexy for
shirt?
your car. So
So
sexy, it
sexy, it
hurts.
hurts.
Alright, so if your mount is flat or it's low and your lifeline is staying near your thumb quite a bit, it makes that mount way too narrow and it shows that you have no energy. Just that's
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 kind
it.
of that's
Nothing
kind of where
else
mine should be.
on that. Yeah, if your mount is just too low, you're pretty cold-hearted and
Oh.
you don't like romance.
Mm.
Not at all. Alright, so the inner Mars is the one that's right above the what the fuck did I just talk about? Venus?
Yes.
Venus. Yes. Fuck. Again, this is gonna be my last episode for a long time on
Mhm.
this. Okay, so if that mountain is well developed and is prominent, I feel it's weird and you maybe have troubles getting that cinnamon roll that we were talking about, but that's okay. You're very courageous and you're very healthy and you love adventure. A lot of soldiers and generals would have this kind of mount because you're on the front lines, making it happen, doing the thing. If
Mhm.
it seems to be overly developed, I feel again where it's located, something's wrong, man. Like go to a doctor.
Yeah.
I don't feel like this should be developed that much, but that's okay. If it's overly developed, you're way too aggressive. Okay,
Mm.
way too aggressive. If it's
Way
low,
too aggressive.
like mine,
Mine.
no. If it's low, oh, you're really?
Yeah, I think mine's low.
Yours is like, oh, low. I thought you were saying yours was overly developed, and I was
No.
like, no. Okay. So
No.
overly developed is the super aggressive. If it's
Yes.
low, it shows that you are very timid and you are very indecisive and you hesitate to do certain things. And sometimes you have no heart for whatever it is that you're doing.
Yeah, legit.
Because of that, you may have very little chances of getting success and you dare not to grab hold of any chances that come your way
Mm.
because
Yeah.
that's why.
Partially me, partially.
S pa pa partially. Okay.
Partially.
So the outer Mars, this is the other side of your hand underneath your whatever the fuck mount that was, and your moon mount. What is this one again? Lu lu lu
Mercury.
Mercury. Ugh.
Mhm.
I like how I'm the one telling it, and I'm like, "What was that?" Anyways. Alright, so if you have a very strong outer Mars, you are steady, and you will persevere, and you laugh in the face of danger. Ha ha ha. You can endure a lot of humiliation within your life. Wealth and fortune is something that's going to be pretty stable for you. And it's not going to like rise and fall a whole bunch of times. It's going to be super stable. And you don't really like taking a lot of risk with your money.
Okay.
So you're just pretty even keel. If it appears to be overly developed, you lack courage.
Mm.
And you're gonna have to endure some things that most people shouldn't have to endure, so I'm very sorry that you're struggling.
Yeah, that's no bueno.
If it's flat or low, like mine,
Mine is
uh,
too.
you lack in you lack endurance and you can't keep calm in order to solve problems.
Oh, no, that's lack endurance, yes, but I become very level-headed in a crisis, so
Yeah, so, I don't know.
yeah.
Alright, so the plane of Mars, which again is the center of your palm, it should be low,
Yes.
like, for the most part. That's just how the palm works.
Yeah.
Again, go see a doctor if it's not that low. If it's flat and wide without any crosses in it, it shows that things are good for you. Life is gonna be okay. If it is too low and that mounts on the and the other mounts are kind of low as well, things aren't going to be good. You
Oh,
have
no.
no energy and you're going to have a very hard life. So,
Ugh,
so sorry. So sorry.
das ist no bueno.
All right. The last thing that we are going to talk about is the bracelet line.
Okay,
All right.
I've got
So,
that.
the bracelet line, yeah, it's going to be right where a bracelet would go.
Yeah.
So, I don't feel like I need to explain that. For the most part, you guys should have about 3. Um, it's okay if you only have 2 or so, but most people have about 3.
I've got 2 and half.
Okay, 2 and a half. That's what she said, 2 and a
Yes.
half. There's gonna be, like I said, 2 or 3. And some people believe that the longer that line is, the longer you are expected to live. But I mean, honestly, kind of like what we've been seeing with everything else, it's not quite an indication of how your life is gonna go. Like, your
Mhm.
lifeline doesn't show you're gonna be 80. It shows that stuff may happen when you're 80. That's all.
Yeah.
So, that first line is going to be the most important, and whenever you're reading your bracelet lines, you're reading them in conjunction with each other. So, really, you should be looking at all 3, kind of.
Okay.
So, your first one, if it's strong and deep,
By
what?
first one, do you mean top or bottom?
Top,
Okay.
top. So the first one, the closest one to your palm.
Okay.
If it's nice and deep, it means that there is a lot of vitality and some good health in your life.
Mhm.
If it is broken, you're going to have unexpected changes and challenges. If it's blurred, like it's not that strong and it's kind of like, you're going to really struggle on your path throughout life.
Hmm.
If it is broken, you have the inability to fulfill your dreams.
Aw.
Like, sorry, it's
Mine's
just not gonna
broken.
happen. Well, Taylor,
Mhm.
that fucking sucks, okay?
It does suck.
Fucking sucks. Okay.
'Kay.
Alright, so the second line is going to be, right
Mhm.
right down below, and you should always kind of look at this with your top line. So
Mhm.
if you've got both lines, great. If you got one line and one's a little faint, that means one thing. If they're both there, you know. Okay? All right,
Mhm.
so if you have a strong second line, it means that you will have a lot of financial success throughout your lifetime. If it is faint, there is a chance of having money issues. And if it is broken, it means you may have like some serious problems within your finances. You may be facing some unemployment and that kind of stuff.
What if
So,
mine
like,
only goes
mine
halfway?
is, oh, Taylor. Oh, Taylor. So sorry. Okay. So, the
Uh,
third line, you like how I just
like,
bypassed that?
there was no answer there. Yeah.
We'll get into it a little bit more. The
Hmm.
third line is going to be showing more of your life, like older age.
Mhm.
So, it's probably gonna be a little bit fainter, than the other 2, A strong one of it shows that you're gonna have great health until you're old. If it's kind of faint, your vitality in life is gonna kind of fade as your life is fading as well. If it's broken, your health or financial issues will become an issue later in life.
Oh, shit. Mine's not broken, but
Yeah. But I mean, like we've said, there's nothing good in palm reading. Okay.
right.
If you have a fourth line, super cool for you. Way to go. Applaud yourself. It's very rare to have a fourth line. It's believed that you will have a very long life, longer than expected, and you will have strong influences on people that are around you.
So, I kind of have a fourth line. Is it like a
Okay, well,
really
then you kind of will have a strong influence on people.
I have 4 lines on my other hand.
Okay.
Interesting. Hmm.
So let's get into how to actually read all of these. So if you have two complete bracelet lines, it shows that you're probably going to be like an office worker. Um, Ow! I just punched my
Hmm.
headphones. I'm so sorry. And so you're going to be an office worker and you're going to kind of just like see your destiny as like, eh, and not really do anything with it.
Okay.
The wealth and status that you get within your career, it's not going to last very long.
Cool.
If you have 3 nice, neat, and complete lines with no breaks, hey, something good's gonna happen for me. Um, it shows that wealth and health and happiness will be happening within your life. You're very lucky with the people and you're enjoying your happiness. You have longevity and life is pretty good.
Nice.
So if you have 3 bracelet lines and that first one is broken and the other 2 are nice and thick, and you don't have very messy lines or anything like that,
Mhm.
it shows that you will restore your health from a poor physical condition in your youth, and you will be able to get healthier as you grow. If the first line is complete, but the other 2 are broken and thin, it shows that you, well, may only live to the age of 28, but
Hmm.
you should also read the other lines of your palm is what's suggested. Again, like I said, don't
Yeah.
look at your thing and be like, "Holy shit, I was supposed to die 12 years ago." Like, you're fine.
Mhm.
You're just fine. If the 3 lines are very long and there's no, like, break and the lines aren't messy or anything, you will have a lot of longevity and you will probably live to the age of 70 and past. You
Nice.
probably don't get sick that often. If you're a woman, you're gonna have very successful childbirth with lots of children, but in that same breath, if those lines are kind of thin and not obvious, it shows that you have expensive taste and you indulge on your desires and lead a luxurious life without any money to take care of that. And so you don't really have any like accomplishments going on and you're kind of like a pariah.
Wow.
Mm, yeah. So if all of your bracelet lines are broken, it shows that you will be kind of like on the move throughout your entire life and you're going to be very lonely in your old age.
Oh.
Some schools of thought believe that your third and your fourth bracelet lines can eventually be acquired.
Mhm.
If you are able to get those later in life, you are very motivated in your mentality and your behavior to make the right direction to improve yourself and get those 2 lines so that you can, ugh, that's right. You heard it.
Just like that.
Ugh.
Yes.
All right. If you have islands on the bracelet lines, this shows that you are amorous and you consume a lot of energy but get weak because of it. So, men with islands on the 3 bracelet lines are prone to kidney diseases, while women are prone to key deficiency. It's QI. I don't know what that is.
Hmm.
Anyways, you're
QI.
prone to that deficiency and you have a risk of heart or lung disease. If the first line has an island while the other two are nice and thick and clear, you will enjoy better health and luck within your middle age, and your career and marriage and health will be improved despite poor health conditions in your youth.
Hmm.
I don't have islands. I got chains.
I've got I
What? All right.
I've got chains as well, actually.
All right. So if the first line is chained while the other two are solid, it shows that you will have a very unfavorable and busy youth, and you're going to be depressed, and
Hmm.
you're going to physically and mentally suffer all fucking day.
Ah,
But
so that's me?
and me.
Hmm.
But I'm assuming our youth has passed.
Yeah.
It's showing that you can accomplish something if you never give up.
Never
Never
give
give
up,
up,
never
kid.
surrender.
Keep your shit up. All right, so if the first lane is chains while the next two are eh, not too great to find, you were born weak and you have unsound internal
That's gonna
organs.
be my
You
frail
got
Victorian child.
yes, it will. You're prone to stomach, kidney, and lung diseases. Because of your poor health, you're not gonna like have a very long life, and you're probably gonna actually have a very busy life.
Hmm.
Women with that kind of, thing is I'm sorry, y'all are gonna suffer from menstrual irregularity, uterine diseases, and probably have a lot of risks with birth and
Hmm.
delivery kind of stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So, if your first bracelet line has crosses in it, it shows that you had a hard youth, but things are gonna get better in your middle and late ages.
Oh, that's good.
And you can make a fortune and have good health once you actually put in a nice continuous effort. Now, if they have a lot, well, if your first line has a lot of crosses, it shows that you are in hypoplasia, you got very poor health, and you
Mm.
don't take good care of yourself. And
Hmm.
men with this kind of line, we're looking at, kidney disease. You may have cold hands and cold feet. Women, again, you're going to suffer with menstrual irregularity. And this time, instead of a risky delivery, you're just going to find it really hard to get pregnant.
Mm.
So, if you got a square in your lines,
Mhm.
it indicates visceral injury for women
Hmm, okay.
and a munctory disease for men.
The fuck is a munctory disease?
I don't know. Let's let's take a look real fast. Google. Okay. A munctory relating to a bodily organ or duct having an excretory function. So you're apparently going to have a bodily organ disease. I feel like you could have just said disease instead
Right,
of a
just
munctory.
yeah,
Okay. It basically, if you got a square, shit sucks and you're gonna just
you're gonna
suffer.
have a bad
All
time.
right. If you have a bow in your line, like it's not straight and it kind of like curves up or curves down or something like that. If your first line is bowed, you're going to have an insidious disease.
Oh, no.
And that's going to be part of your reproductive system, so you're going to have troubles like getting pregnant. If the second and third lines are unclear, that means that this is really gonna happen. So if it's just bowed on the first line and the other 2 are good, then, like, yeah,
Mhm.
you may have some reproductive issues, but if the second and third line are unclear, you will have some reproductive issues.
Shit.
So if you have a bow in your first line, but the next 2 lines are kind of curved or broken or something like that, this will bring misfortune to your
Oh,
children. So
no.
now our hands are telling the future of our
Oh,
children.
no.
Taylor's Victorian
My
sick
frail
child.
Victorian child.
Yes, so it can if only one of the lines is broken, it can show the loss of a first child. If all 3 lines are kind of bowed, it suggests that you're not gonna have any
Oh,
children.
no.
any
Unless you don't want
children.
children, then there you go.
Eh. If there are breaks in your bracelet lines, it suggests physical exhaustion and being able to do the things that you aim to do with your life.
Mm,
If all of the lines are kind of wavy daisy and kind of have breaks and stuff, shows that there may be a miscarriage, there's maybe an ovary disease or anemia for women. It could be that there's spleen or kidney or other diseases for men. It also can suggest that your love life will be kind of affected by all of this, especially if there are no other favorable lines on your palm. Then
mm.
you're just gonna have a sad, sad life, which is basically
Yeah.
all palm reading has shown
That's
anyone.
what I was gonna say, it's all a sad life, apparently.
It's all a sad life. Alright, so if the bracelet lines have stars and the
Okay.
first and second line are clear, you're gonna get a whole bunch of unexpected wealth.
Oh,
Woohoo! Something good for once.
yeah.
Proud of you guys. Okay. If you have like a sharp corner that's in the center of your bracelet line, and this is like
Hmm.
basically if you got two lines that are coming up and making like a little like upside down V,
Yeah.
it shows that you will get, I guess, a higher position within your life. So, however that means, whether it's success or whether it's like fame or wealth or family or something like that, you're going to have some kind of higher position.
Hmm.
If you have just like a regular triangle, so it's not intersecting with your line making a V, it's making a triangle on your line.
Okay.
It shows that you're smart and you're talented and you may have a lot of luck in your wealth.
Do not have that.
All right. So if you have two branches extending to the Mount of Apollo from your bracelet lines. So remember, Mount of Apollo is the one underneath your ring finger. If somehow you've got two lines that are going up that way from your bracelet line, you're going to be rich in your late years.
Hmm.
Way to go, kid. You got multiple straight lines on your bracelet lines. Yeah, so these are like little lines above your bracelet line.
Okay.
So if you've got multiple straight lines kind of above your bracelet lines, it's showing that you're going to
Mhm.
have fame and you're going to have a prominent position. So it may be that you want to be a senator or you want to be like a pastor or I don't know, whatever it is that you consider fame and position. That shows that you may be able to get that. If the
Hmm.
vertical lines aren't very, I don't wanna say straight, if they're there, but they're just kind of like a big mess of, like, vertical lines, like, it's not very distinct, you'll get fame and position, but through not great ways. So, like,
Oh,
bribes and that kind of
shady palm
stuff.
tree.
Shady palm tree. All right. So the bracelet line and how it intersects with other lines. So if the lifeline is nice, clear, and long and red, and it intersects with your bracelet line, it shows that you will have longevity, which is kind of what
Mm,
we saw when we were reading about the lifeline. Anyways,
mhm.
if the fate line starts from your bracelet line, and we all know Whitney's does not, it indicates that you will actually have a very bitter life with a lot of frustrations. And if the fate line if the fate line stops short at the headline,
Mhm.
you'll have a bunch of setbacks in your career and you can even possibly get like bankruptcy and that kind of issues.
Mhm.
If your health line, which should be going all the way from like your moon mount to your pinky,
Mhm.
if that line extends from your bracelet line, you're really weak and you may like fall sick and maybe overworked and you should probably not engage in a lot of, boozing and sex.
Hmm.
So, um yeah, that is where we are going to end because I'm tired of looking at hands and I can't remember what half of this shit says. All I know is that I'm just going to have a very traumatic life and I'm only halfway through it.
Well,
So,
yeah.
yeah, no.
Well, awesome.
But, yeah.
Very cool. I learned a lot about things I already knew and then learned some things
Mhm.
I did not know.
Mhm. I thought it was a handy little episode.
Oh,
Ha!
so ridiculous. Well, if you
I
guys
know.
notice anything fancy on your hand, and of course, remember the scientific study, and if you notice something
Yeah.
that's like kind of crazy on your hand, go to the doctor.
Yeah, go to the doctor. I like how Taylor was like, "Hey, if you really enjoyed this and want some homework,
That's
here
the
you
teacher
go."
in me.
Mhm, yeah.
So,
See, I'm like, "Take what you want, like it, don't like it, I don't fucking care, let's move on."
ah,
Yeah.
very telling of our personalities right there. Yes.
Extremely.
So
Yeah.
awesome. Well, I enjoyed it, and
Great.
we hope you all stick with us. And
And it wasn't spooky, but we will spook you bitches
thank
later.
you later, Bachaz. Goodbye.
Bye.